All right, good morning, YouTube. It's Cameron here, and I just wanted to give an update on how the Starch solution has been going. It's been going really well. I started a new job this summer that has really weird hours, so I have to pack my breakfast and my lunch and all my snacks, which is really good because it makes sure that when I wake up in the morning and when I pack my lunch at night, of course I'm going to be focused on following the lifestyle and just packing the right things. Like I'm not going to pack things that don't follow the starch solution. So that's been really good for getting two of my meals started. And then at night, typically I'll have dinner with my mom because I live at home. And she's not vegan, but she very much sort of does the same thing of, like stir fries with rice or stews. So, that's sort of what we eat anyway. Although she's more on the protein side of things and I'm more on the starch side of things. That's fine. That's been working. And the only problem I'm seeing on the starch solution so far, it has nothing to do with the diet. It's honestly to do with myself. And I have had a history of, binging at night. I mean, everybody does this, but a lot of nighttime eating. And I probably it's a lot of sugar, a lot of sweets, a lot of peanut butter on things and, vegan cheese. And luckily I do use the PB2 peanut butter, so that's no fat, but still it's a high amount of calories to be eating at night that doesn't, get metabolized the way that the rest of the calories from my day do get metabolized. And it's a waste because I know that I do it because I'm tired or because I'm kind of treating myself like I deserve it or something. And this is something that, has been a struggle for me for years, for 2 or 3 years. And it's hard because at this point I have a lot of cognitive dissonance. Like whenever I do it, I'm thinking to myself, this isn't on the starch solution. And this is going to really inhibit my ability to make progress and lose weight and feel better about myself. But I do it anyway. It's just this mental struggle. And I'm getting more powerful than that side of me that binges. I'm making a lot of steps and I am journaling about it and thinking about it more, but it's still something that I fight against pretty much every night. Oh, am I going to have sweets? And maple syrup, it's just it's hard because I wake up in the morning and I feel so guilty. I haven't made progress. And that's like a sucky way to wake up, to know what you did last night. And so the nights that I don't binge, I wake up feeling really good about myself, really powerful. I made it through. I didn't do it. Yay. And that's such a better way to live. And I know I would make more progress if I didn't binge at night. And so recently, I've realized, and I watched a YouTube video that kind of made me realize this, this is my life. Am I going to binge forever? When am I going to stop doing this? When am I going to stop eating sweets at night? Am I just expecting that someday I won't want to do this, that I'm going to decide that I've had enough and I don't want to binge at night? No, these habits have been with me for a long time. And I really need to put a stop to them. Because this is my life and I'm hurting myself, and emotionally it's such a weird roller coaster to be on, guilty from one day to feeling good, all right, I'm going to restart now and this is it. And then at night being no. It's this strange thing. All my motivation goes out the window at night. And, I know that this is something that people struggle with, but for me, it's been going on for a while, and I have so much understanding of my own psychology around it that there's no reason why I shouldn't just devote that emotional strength to stopping. I need to stop this habit. This is my life. And, every day that I continue to do this is one day that I'm going to be frustrated with myself and self-loathing and feeling oh, the starch solution is failing me. But it's not that. It's me. So what I can say about starch solution progress is it's great. I love eating high carb vegan. It makes me feel really good about myself. I've started to not have the same taste for fats anymore. and really, really focus on like sweet potatoes are great. And I've always loved sweet potatoes, but I always thought the carbs made you fat, like all the other people who, bought that shit. So, I'm loving the carbs and I'm loving whole grain things. I actually just recently went on a vacation. That's why I hadn't made videos, to Puerto Rico. And I thought, oh, this will be so easy because all they eat is root vegetables and beans and rice. Well, I mean, that is very true that is a staple, but unfortunately, a lot of what they eat is either flavored with fish oil or, with meat or, whatever that stuff is called, like carne, I don't know, like the sausages and chorizo, that's what it is. A lot of it is flavored with meat and is fried in a ton of oil, like their plantains are fried. So I've been trying my best. Like when I was in Puerto Rico, I would have literally rice and beans and potatoes every single day, but a lot of them would be cooked with, God knows what. And so it was very hard for me to focus on doing starch solution in an environment where I wasn't in control of what I was eating. And I think that's true of anybody who's on a diet, honestly. But so that was something that was tough for me. And I think I kind of fell off the train a little bit because by the end I was like, oh, I'm in Puerto Rico. I have to eat like fish. This is the fish capital of the world. That was a weird sound. I don't know if you picked up on that. I'm in the fish capital of the world. Like, I'm never going to get fish anywhere else that's so good as the fish here, which is true. And so I thought to myself, like, all right, I don't want to be so in control that I miss out on a really important part of the vacation and a really special thing that I can have in this part of the world, but not elsewhere. So I did have fish on some nights, and I used to love fish. And that was okay. That didn't make me feel guilty. But what makes me feel guilty now is that I'm having a little bit of problems stepping back on the starch solution train and really maintaining focus, because last night was my first night back at home after being in Puerto Rico. And, my mom bought ice cream and I was like, okay. So I had a ton of Ben and Jerry's, and, then after she went to bed, I had like a lot of popcorn, and popcorn is like my number one if I don't want to binge, but I really need something in my mouth at night. Cause I think I have an oral fixation, honestly, ever since I was a little kid, like sucking my finger. I had a stint with cigarettes at one point, chewing gum all the time. And I've heard that people tend to overeat who have that. So whatever, like I'm not going to diagnose myself. I'm not Sigmund Freud. But, I tend to really need something in my mouth at night. It's like a focus thing. And, on top of that, I also have ADHD. So a lot of times at night when my medication runs out, that's when I'm just like, all the food, like I need it all. And, I don't need any of it. Like that's why I focus so well during the day, but then at night everything goes to shit. And so I've been trying to take my meds closer to when I go to bed, but I always worry that they'll, inhibit me from sleeping or something. Anyway, so it's just like, it's a mental struggle with myself, and I need to get back on this starch solution train. So that's why I'm making this video. And, I'm sitting here with my homebrew kombucha, which makes me feel good about myself. It makes me feel healthy. I made it myself. Like I brew my own kombucha. And that's like a symbol of triumph in itself. Like I'm making this beautiful, healthy drink for myself, and, making healthy meals for myself. Like, why would I treat myself poorly by putting food into myself that I literally don't calorically or energy wise need? Like, I know it's an emotional thing. I know it's a lack of focus, but like, I'm making this video basically as a testament. Like, yesterday was the last night that I can do that. Like, it's not worth it. It's not worth the hardship that I feel, and just the burden, the dread, not trusting myself. That's the main thing, is that I need to learn to trust myself. Like, why can't I be in control enough at night? Like somebody else takes control at night. But that's not true. It is me. And I need to trust myself to make good decisions and really take a step back and start making these mental evaluations of whether I need that sugary thing or this fatty thing at night. And, making sure that like I change my habits. Like I always, sort of go on the computer at night, and after a long day of work, like I said, my hours are really weird. So I usually get home at like 9 o'clock at night. And then that's when I have dinner, which kind of sucks because like I want to go to bed at 11, but I've just eaten at 9, and that's why I stay up later so that I can digest a bit. But then that's when I eat, so it's totally pointless, right? But making a lot of mental calculations, like stopping the computer habit at night because I always eat when I'm on the computer, right? And just thinking about, do I need this? And if I am going to eat at night, do I need that food? Why do I want the sugary food? Why can't am I hungry? If I were hungry, I would choose a vegetable because I tend to eat healthy food when I'm hungry. When I'm not hungry is when I eat the unhealthy food, which is so strange, right? Like a lot of people have problems with the other way around. So yeah, this is my video making a promise to myself. This is I'm going to work on this. This is going to make me more successful. I need to start really, really focusing and cracking down because I've been doing a great job with the starch solution, but there have been a lot of mental roadblocks, and these roadblocks existed before the starch solution, but they need to be solved. And if I have to solve them by eating sweet potatoes at night to avoid binging on really calorically dense foods, then fine, I will. But ultimately, I need to stop this eating at night habit because it's destructive. And so that's my goal, my commitment to myself starting today, June 22nd. So anyway, that's all I wanted to say in this video, and it's getting sort of long, so I'm going to wrap it up. But if anybody who watches this has any suggestions for me, kindly let me know. I would appreciate that. Anyway, I'll talk to everybody later and let you know how everything goes. Wish me luck. Right? Bye.